Well, the challenge this year really revolves around technology. And for every company right now, if you look at the challenges that are being driven by the what we call the e-com expectations of our customers, many are now used to the convenience, the speed, the accessibility, the responsiveness of e-commerce. And that's being manifested in their demands of us as logistics service providers. And how are we going to adapt to that as an industry? Our customers are facing this, and we as DHL are facing this as well.
Most of our customers are under severe cost pressure. There's a lot of economies, even in the emerging markets, that are going down. They have to find new ways of servicing these markets at cost-effective ways. But the cost of finance just now is very low, so perhaps they can move on to a slower mode of transportation rather than shipping product air freight. If the products are very expensive, they have to ship them in a slightly faster mode. So really looking at some of the big challenges also are in staffing and whether we're reshoring or onshoring. Some of the costs of staff and availability of staff in different countries is a real challenge for some of our customers.
Well, globalization is pushing them to the far ends of the earth. We've got E&M customers here that have problems and issues that are in the far reaches of 220 countries around the globe. They're looking for an end-to-end solution because the threats of just manufacturing the product perfectly, are no longer the issue. The quality standards, they've developed those and they've built those into benchmarks within their own industries, but getting them to that final customer, getting them through customs, getting them into an installation, program in their business, and making sure that that product is secured, that it's protected, and that it's up and operating, and even if it breaks, that they can get the parts and pieces where they need to. It's pretty amazing. I mean, that's a big threat for them, and it's one that they're looking for us to provide on an end-to-end basis.
One of the big challenges is around compliance. We hear that a lot more, especially with our large global organizations. Companies that are now working in 50 or 100 or 150 or 200 countries around the world, and figuring out how compliance and rules and regulations work in each of the unique markets they service. That's a big challenge. Planning for risk that happens in a global environment, certainly that's a big challenge. And then managing, we heard it just today, managing the expectations of customers in a B2B world that have expectations of instantaneous satisfaction from their B2C experiences. All of that is crossing over into our business.